Hello there, very good evening and welcome to the news here on Sabha TV, where we get you the day's top developing stories, starting with the headlines. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi arrives on a 3-day visit. Talks with President, Vice President and the Prime Minister scheduled on security, counter-terrorism and trade. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi opts to face trial for criminal defamation of his election speech against the RSS. Will need to appear in person now in a Maharashtra court. Reliance Industries promises the world's cheapest data, rolls out plans to unveil its 4G mobile network that will offer free domestic voice calls and rock-bottom data prices till the end of the year. Sacked Delhi Women and Child Development Minister Sandeep Kumar claims conspiracy, alleges that he is being targeted under a conspiracy for being a Dalit. And 13 Indians test positive for Zika virus in Singapore. Surge in the numbers is being reported from construction sites in the country. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi today arrived in Delhi for a 3-day visit. He will hold talks with Indian leaders, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, on stepping up bilateral engagement in the areas of security, counter-terrorism and trade. Both leaders are also expected to deliberate on ways to deal with terrorism effectively.
Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi arrived in Delhi on a 3-day visit. He is scheduled to hold talks with Prime Minister Narendra Modi to step up agreement in areas of security, counter-terrorism and trade. Both sides are also expected to sign a number of MOUs. With both India and Egypt deeply involved in the fight against terror, the leaders are expected to deliberate on ways to effectively deal with the menace. Pakistan's actions in helping the spread of terrorism across the neighborhood is also expected to be discussed at the meet.
They have to look at the issue that Jammu and Kashmir, YCBC, that has no locus standi, absolutely, it's an internal matter, and they appreciate that. So, of course, they take a public posture, but what they tell us privately, there is a slight gap, and we would like that what they tell us publicly, privately, they also tell this publicly and understand.
President al-Sisi will also hold bilateral talks with his counterpart President Pranab Mukherjee and Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari. India and Egypt share a strong economic relationship. The Egyptian president's visit is expected to cement the ties further. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
In other news, the Supreme Court's efforts to broker peace between Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi and the RSS fizzled out on Thursday when the Amethi MP refused to give a statement that RSS had no role to play in Mahatma Gandhi's assassination. He instead opted to face trial for criminal defamation for his 2014 Bhiwandi election speech. He will now have to appear in person in the Bhiwandi court.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi told the Supreme Court on Thursday that he is ready to be tried on charges of defaming the RSS as he refused to retract what he had said at a 2014 Bhiwandi election rally. Gandhi's counsel Kapil Sibal informed the court of Rahul Gandhi's decision and said that the case can go to trial. Gandhi stood firm by his stand that he never blamed the RSS as an institution but only certain people associated with it for the assassination. He has also withdrawn his petition to quash the criminal defamation complaint and summons issued against him.
We insisted that what we had said we will not back off from. What we had said was on record. The other side said that this was a case of defamation. We believe it is not a case of defamation, and we told the court that we are willing to go to trial.
The Supreme Court bowed out of the litigation, saying, "We are not inclined to interfere now. Let the trial magistrate proceed according to law." The court, however, refused to grant Rahul Gandhi exemption from appearance in the trial.
In fact, the Honorable Court has declined the request of the advocate for Mr. Rahul Gandhi because it is in the domain of the trial court to grant exemption or not, and they have to face the trial as per the procedure before the trial court, including all the applications they make.
The RSS says the Congress VP is out to malign the organization.
ललित जी ने ये कहा मेरे सीनियर काउंसिल ने कि बार बार जहाँ पर इलेक्शन होता है उसी समय संघ के ऊपर गांधी हत्या के बारे में झूठे इल्जाम कांग्रेस के तरफ से लगाए जाते हैं, इसलिए ये बार बार राहुल गांधी के तरफ से हो रहा है। उन्होंने एफिडेविट दायर करने के बाद वापस आसाम में चुनाव के रैली में ऐसे एलिगेशन लगाए थे।
Earlier, the RSS had said that the case against Rahul Gandhi could be withdrawn. He states publicly that he does not blame the RSS as an institution for the death of Mahatma Gandhi. With inputs from Ravindra Shoran, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now to the national capital, where Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today said that former Minister Sandeep Kumar had betrayed the Aam Aadmi Party's movement. Kumar, who was sacked over an objectionable CD by the party on Wednesday, has however denied the charges and said that he was being framed for being a Dalit.
A day after he was sacked as Delhi's Women and Child Development Minister, Sandeep Kumar defended himself on Thursday, claiming he was being targeted under conspiracy as he was a Dalit. Kumar was sacked by Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal over a video allegedly featuring him with a woman. He has demanded a probe into the issue.
इस बात को सिरे से नकारता हूँ, ये बिल्कुल मेरे खिलाफ षड्यंत्र है, ये साजिश है और इसकी जो है ना जांच होनी चाहिए.
Kejriwal alleged that Sandeep Kumar had betrayed the Aam Aadmi Party movement. He maintained that the party never tries to cover up wrongdoings of its leaders.
पूरे मूवमेंट को धोखा दिया. इस देश की सबसे बड़ी उम्मीद आज आम आदमी पार्टी है. संदीप ने उस उम्मीद को धोखा दिया है. उसे हमने तुरंत प्रभाव से कैबिनेट से निकाल दिया. पार्टी भी जल्दी मीटिंग करके पार्टी जो भी एक्शन लेगी उसके खिलाफ तुरंत एक्शन लेंगे उसके खिलाफ.
Meanwhile, BJP and Congress workers staged a protest outside Kejriwal's residence and demanded action against Sandeep Kumar.
अगर आप भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ थे, अगर आप सेक्स स्कैंडल के खिलाफ है, अगर आप फर्जी डिग्री के खिलाफ है, तो मात्र मंत्री पद से हटाकर और एमएलए रखकर और पार्टी का सदस्य रखकर और पार्टी के विभिन्न पदों पर रखकर आप क्या लोगों को गुमराह कर रहे हैं?
मैं किसी मेरिट में जाए बगैर मैं सिर्फ इतना कहना चाहता हूं कि जब 6 में से 3 इनके मंत्री खुद हटाए गए अलग अलग इतने संगीन चार्जेस की वजह से, तो इसकी जिम्मेवारी भी तो किसी की होनी चाहिए. इन लोगों में से किसी की भी कोई लंबी राजनीतिक जीवन नहीं है कि जिसको लोगों ने बार बार चुन करके भेजा, तो इनको तो सीधे हैंड पे केजरीवाल जी ने किया है.
Kejriwal does not act against people even if he has information about their being forgers or corrupt, etc. He acts only when it becomes clear that it is no longer deniable.
Sandeep Kumar represents the Sultan Majra constituency. He is the second AAP minister to be sacked after Ahmed Khan, former minister for food and supplies, who was dismissed on graft charges. Anu Diwan's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Reliance Industries chairman Mukesh Ambani today announced free voice calling, zero roaming charges and cheaper data tariffs for customers of the company's latest venture, Jio. He also announced a free welcome offer for Jio customers starting from the 5th of September till the 31st of December. Users will be offered data services free for 4 months, after which they will get to choose from 10 tariff plans.
Era of paying for voice calls is ending. Jio will usher India into this new era. No Jio customer will ever pay for voice calls again across India to any network.
With the promise of the world's cheapest data, Reliance Industries rolled out plans to unveil its 4G mobile network in the country. Speaking at the oil and gas giant's annual shareholder meeting, Chairman Mukesh Ambani said Reliance Jio will offer free domestic voice calls and rock-bottom data prices until the end of the year. Ambani also said that the Reliance vision was in resonance with Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Digital India campaign,
where quality healthcare percolates right up to the remotest regions powered by e-healthcare, where farmers are empowered with real-time information to be connected with global markets, where mobile and e-banking ensures financial inclusion, where connected Indians drive innovation and the world looks to India for the next big idea. This is our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi's vision for Digital India. And Jio's mission is to realize this Digital India vision, to ensure that Indians have the highest quality and quantity of data connectivity at the most affordable prices.
Ambani said roaming charges will also be nil across India for Jio customers and that the base rate will be 1/10 of the prevailing data rates so that the data is affordable.
It is future ready and it can easily be upgraded to support even more data as technologies advance to 5G, 6G and beyond. Because of this, we will be able to provide an abundance of high quality, high-speed data and transform India from a high-priced data market to one with the lowest data rates anywhere in the world.
The announcement whacked the shares of established telecom firms Airtel and Idea as Reliance Industries Limited stock went up by 0.9%. Jio, which first started offering free services in May 2016, has created ripples in the telecom market. Its competitors have sent formal complaints to the Prime Minister's office, alleging that Reliance has used valuable 4G airwaves at no cost while cheating the government of revenue and stealing customers from other carriers. Reliance, however, denies any wrongdoing. Starting Monday, Reliance Jio will offer users data services free for 4 months, after which it will offer 10 tariff plans starting at 19 rupees a day for occasional users, 149 rupees a month for low data users and 4,999 rupees a month for heavy data users. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari concluded his 3-day visit to Kerala on Wednesday. On the last day of his visit, Ansari inaugurated the Vidyadhanam project in Kochi, where he expressed concern of the decrease in state spending in the education sector. The Vice President said that financial condition of a family should not kill the dreams and aspirations of its children.
Inaugurating the Vidyadhanam project of the KV Thomas Trust in Kochi, Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari said that lack of funding from state for the education sector is a matter of concern. The Vice President also called for additional investments in the education sector to ensure that falling income levels of families do not affect the prospects of children.
A family's financial condition should not discourage motivated youth from trying to receive higher education. Expanding financial support is indispensable in enabling students from low-income families in accessing quality education.
The Vice President said that the public services like school education are the key to nurturing participatory growth. He said that financial spending on education is not sufficient in the country. He also appreciated the work done by Vidyadhanam Trust and said scholarships are a boon for students, especially those belonging to lower income families.
Despite the well-documented relations between spending on school education and the growth of nations, financing of education in India remains inadequate. The total public expenditure for education is less than 3.5% of the GDP, and this is presently well below the 6% commitment made in various national educational policies.
During his 3-day visit to Kerala, the Vice President participated in various programs aimed at improving education and digital literacy in the state. The Vice President was hosted by the Kerala Chief Minister and the Governor at the Raj Bhavan. Rajkamal Rao's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And now let's take you through more national news updates in Nationwide. Curfew was reimposed in 3 places in Kashmir 2 days after it was lifted from the entire valley as separatists extended their shutdown call till the 8th of September. Noahata and MR Ganj police stations in Srinagar along with Baramulla were placed under curfew. In a fresh incident, an 18-year-old was killed on Thursday in firing by security forces when a mob pelted stones at an army convoy in Baramulla. Protesters also torched the house of ruling People's Democratic Party lawmaker Nazir Ahmed Lawe in Kulgam district. A militant was arrested by a combined team of police commandos and Assam Rifles Jawans in Manipur's Thawal district. The militant, identified as Asem Lemba, alias Indrajit, is a member of the People's Liberation Army. He was earlier arrested in 2010 but was bailed out and joined PLA recently. Some incriminating documents along with a mobile handset were seized from him. Subsidized cooking gas prices have been hiked by 2 rupees per cylinder, marking the third straight increase since July. According to state-owned oil firms, a subsidized 14.2 kilogram cylinder will now cost 425 rupees in Delhi as against 423 previously. LPG rates were last hiked by 1 rupee 93 paise per cylinder on 16th of August. The sitting legislators as well as former members of Uttar Pradesh's legislature will soon enjoy a hike in salaries and pension. The UP State Legislature Members' Emoluments and Pension Amendment Bill 2016, passed unanimously by the State Assembly, cited price rise for the pay revision. The hike will put to an end additional burden of 128 crore rupees on the state exchequer. We'll have a quick break here, but we'll be back with the international news in a bit. Stay with us.
Mercury or lead. So these are actually soft acid. When they goes into the body and it damages your protein and enzymes in every tissues. You should have some drug that can actually detoxify these heavy metals in your body. So we are focusing on level of not discovery of a drug.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Gauri Prasanna Roy, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemistry, Shiv Nadar University, only on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. International news now. The outbreak of Zika virus is worsening in Southeast Asia. In Singapore, the number of cases has gone up to 115, while Malaysia reported its first case of Zika on Thursday. A number of foreign nationals, including 13 Indians residing in the region, have also tested positive for the virus. The spike in the number of Zika cases has prompted countries to issue travel advisories to Southeast Asia.
The Zika virus is on a rampage in Singapore, with 115 locally transmitted cases being confirmed on Thursday. Those infected include a pregnant woman and dozens of foreign nationals. As many as 13 Indians residing in Singapore have also tested positive for the mosquito-borne disease. The Ministry of External Affairs confirmed that they were infected while working at a construction site in Singapore. The Chinese Foreign Ministry also said that 21 of its nationals have been infected with Zika.
事实上，我们是根据新加坡卫生部向中国驻新加坡使馆通报，截止到8月30号中午12点呢，有21名在新加坡的中国公民确认感染了在卡病毒，患者的症状比较轻，部分人呢已经痊愈。中国驻新加坡使馆呢已经发布了公告，提醒在新加坡的中国公民注意防范在卡病毒。
Meanwhile, Malaysia also confirmed its first case of Zika on Thursday after a woman tested positive following a 3-day visit to neighbouring Singapore.
This was a lady who returned from Singapore on the 21st of August, and a week after her return presented with features of Zika and subsequently was referred by a general practitioner to Sungai Buloh Hospital and has been found tested positive for Zika in her urine. And this is the first reported case, confirmed case of Zika in our country.
Indonesia too confirmed that one of its citizens had tested positive for the Zika virus in Singapore. The country has now warned pregnant women not to travel to Singapore. The country has also upped protective measures to scan for the Zika virus.
Tidak menutup kemungkinan semua area di Indonesia, ya terutama kota-kota besar, tempat destinasi dari kedatangan orang-orang dari luar, itu juga menjadi tempat-tempat penyebaran.
Due to a spurt in Zika cases, a number of countries have now issued travel advisories to Southeast Asia. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Now to the US, where Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump stuck with his hardline position on Mexico, pledging on Wednesday that anyone staying in the US illegally will be subject to deportation if he is in fact elected. In a major speech in the border state of Arizona, Trump said all immigrants will have only one route to gain legal status if he were to win the November 8th presidential election. Trump once again said that Mexico will pay for the construction of a great border wall between the two countries. He made this claim hours after Mexican President Enrique Peña Nieto told Trump in a face-to-face meeting in Mexico City that Mexico will not pay for the wall. Trump also spoke about establishing a deportation task force to identify criminals subject to deportation and increase the number of border patrol stations. Trump is trailing Clinton in opinion polls, and his aides hope the trip would show he was willing to deal head-on with thorny issues such as relations with Mexico.
Our message to the world will be this: you cannot obtain legal status or become a citizen of the United States by illegally entering our country. Can't do it. This declaration alone will help stop the crisis of illegal crossings and illegal overstays, very importantly. People will know that you can't just smuggle in, hunker down, and wait to be legalized. Not going to work that way. Those days are over.
Now to a story that we've been tracking for the past few days. Brazil's Senate has finally voted to remove President Dilma Rousseff from office for manipulating the budget. It puts an end to the 13 years of power of her Workers' Party. While the decision is a major blow for Rousseff, it might not mark the end of her political career. However, Michel Temer has now been sworn in as president and will serve out Rousseff's term till the 1st of January 2019. Temer says that his inauguration marked a new era.
Proclamo o resultado. 81 senadores votaram. Não houve nenhuma abstenção. Votaram sim 61 senadores. Votaram não 20 senadores.
It was a result most had expected, leaving Brazil's first female president out of a job. The country's Senate voted 61-20 to remove President Dilma Rousseff from office, finding her guilty of breaking budgetary laws. The vote marked the culmination of a contentious impeachment process that has dragged on for months. However, there was some relief for Rousseff, as she was not barred from the ballot if she wants to run again. A motion to bar her from holding any public office for the next 8 years failed. Meanwhile, Rousseff continues to remain defiant, reiterating that her removal was a coup. Rousseff said she will not say goodbye, adding, "See you soon."
Eleita presidenta do Brasil, sem que haja qualquer justificativa constitucional para este impeachment.
Michel Temer, Rousseff's former vice president, who has been serving as interim president since her suspension, will assume the office of president and serve out the remainder of her term. Temer, a leader of the Brazilian Democratic Movement Party, was sworn in on Wednesday. Temer, who will govern till 1st of January 2019, has promised to boost Brazil's economy, which is undergoing a recession.
Presidência do Brasil, após decisão democrática e transparente do Congresso Nacional. O momento é de esperança e de retomada da confiança no Brasil. A incerteza chegou ao fim. É hora de unir o país e colocar os interesses nacionais.
Ecuador and Venezuela recalled their diplomats after the impeachment, with Venezuela also freezing its relations with Brazil. However, Temer received support from the United States as well as UN that maintained that the country's institutions acted within the constitutional framework. The dramatic day of impeachment in Brazil also saw protests both for and against Rousseff. Rousseff was suspended in May after the Senate voted to go ahead with the impeachment process. She was accused of moving funds between government budgets, which is illegal under Brazilian law. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And here are more international news updates in Global Buzz. The number of people missing in Japan's Typhoon Lion Rock rose to 21 after the storm left at least 11 dead and caused severe flooding. Iwate Prefecture was one of the worst affected towns where 9 people have died. Local authorities and firefighters are still searching for the missing people. Meanwhile, the Japanese Met Agency announced the beginning of another typhoon, Namtheon, near the archipelago. Spain's acting Premier Mariano Rajoy on Wednesday lost a parliamentary confidence vote for a second term. He failed to win enough support from the opposition, bringing the country closer to a potential third election in a year. Rajoy's centre-right People's Party secured only 170 votes, while it needed a majority of 176 in the 350-seat assembly to form a government. The Turkish army continued to remove mines and traps left by the Islamic State in Jarabla. It, in fact, follows Operation Euphrates Shield, in which Turkish troops and tanks entered Syria in support of rebels for the first time. Turkish military vehicles shuttled in and out of Syria today, including a construction machine that helped flatten the route for a tank. Syria's war has killed at least 250,000 people and forced almost 5 million to flee the country, many of them to Turkey. All right, now sports news, and it was a good day for Indian tennis players at the US Open as Leander Paes, Sania Mirza and Rohan Bopanna began their campaign on a winning note. Defending champions in mixed doubles, Paes and Swiss Martina Hingis prevailed over US's Sasha Vickery and Frances Tiafoe 6-3, 6-2 to advance to the next round. In the women's doubles, 7-seeded Sania and her Czech partner Barbara Strykova defeated American pair of Jada Mee Hart and Anna Shibahara 6-3, 6-2 in their first round match. In the men's doubles, the Indo-Dane pair of Rohan Bopanna and Fredrik Nielsen also reached the second round with a hard-fought 6-3, 6-7, 6-3 win over 16 seeds Radek Stepanek of Czech Republic and Serbian Nenad Djimanic. However, there was a major upset in the women's singles after Spain's world number 3 Gabin Muguruza made a shock exit after being stunned by Latvia's unseeded Anastasia Sevastova in the second round. Muguruza lost in straight sets 5-7, 4-6. Second-seeded Angelique Kerber of Germany reached the third round after beating Mirjana Lucic-Baroni of Croatia 6-2, 7-6. Britain's Johanna Konta also advanced to the next round after a 3-set win over Bulgaria's Sveta Pironkova. There was also shock in the men's singles as the fifth-seeded and Wimbledon Open finalist Milos Raonic lost to American qualifier Ryan Harrison in the second round. The Canadian lost 6-7, 7-5, 6-1 to become the first major casualty of the men's singles. Fourth-seeded Rafael Nadal reached round 3 after defeating Italian Andrea Seppi 6-love, 7-5, 6-1 under the roof of Arthur Ashe Stadium for the first time. Top-seeded Novak Djokovic also advanced without hitting a ball as Yuri Vesely withdrew before their match. And that's all we have here on the news at 6. Thanks so much for joining us.